Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market and all the latest. Today we have several updates as always. We will talk about Barcelona, Man United, Upamecano and more. Let's jump into it. And here we are guys, always with updates, always with stories, always with things to comment, with some scenario on the market, especially for managers, with things happening, because there are actually things happening in terms, especially of contracts and still big names on the market. Let me start with Rodrigo Bentancur, the Uruguayan midfielder who was a target for several clubs in Italy, in Spain, but he decided to sign a new contract at Tottenham Hotspur. So the agreement is done, is signed, a new long-term deal for Rodrigo Bentancur, who is staying at Tottenham, is going to be part of the project, long-term project at Tottenham Hotspur, also with Thomas Frank, really appreciated by the board and all the people at the club. And so Rodrigo Bentancur stays at Tottenham and signs a new deal at the club. Everything is completed and it's an important news, an important update obviously for Spurs. Talking about contracts guys, I also wanted to mention that there are some updates on Frenkie de Jong, because as reported by Sport, Frenkie de Jong is set to sign a new contract at Barcelona. So it's over for all the speculation on Frenkie de Jong leaving maybe Barça in summer 2026, leaving as a free agent maybe after. So many stories on Frenkie de Jong always. But with Hansi Flick, he's an important player. Frenkie de Jong, even when we had all the stories on Manchester United, when Erik ten Hag was the manager, Frenkie always wanted to stay at Barcelona. He loves the club, he loves the city, he feels very comfortable in Barcelona. And now with Hansi Flick, he's a really important player with this new idea of football brought by the new German coach. So Frenkie de Jong wants to stay. Frenkie de Jong will sign a new contract at Barcelona. The verbal agreement is done. So now they are exchanging all the documents, the lawyers on player and club side, to get the new deal signed as soon as possible. On club side is already okay. So Barcelona already approved everything and Cantor signed everything. Now depends on Frenkie de Jong, the timing, but the decision is already made. Frenkie will sign this new contract at Barcelona, will be valid until June 2029. So 4 more years of Frenkie de Jong at Barcelona, and everything verbally agreed. So we just wait for the formal steps, for the official pictures, for the documents to be approved, for the official statement. So all the procedure that follows a verbal agreement, but Frenkie de Jong will be part of Barcelona project, and I think it's an excellent news for Barça, and especially part of the Deco project. I always mention to you this, but the new director of Barcelona, well, new now is a few years that he's there, but he's doing an important job on extending the contracts. That's really important for Deco. Just try to calculate how many contracts they extended at Barcelona in the recent year, maybe in the last 12 months, maybe something like 9 or 10 contracts. For Barcelona, it's really important to keep control of the players they have at the club, to make sure they are comfortable at the club, and also that their salary is correct for Barcelona financial fair play system. And so, deal done for Frenkie de Jong. Many questions I'm getting, guys, is on Manchester United and the manager situation. What happens if Man United lose this weekend? Well, guys, at the moment, what I can tell you is that Manchester United have not prepared anything in case they lose against Sunderland. Man United don't have an agreement with another coach. Man United have not officially contacted any other coach. Manchester United are not in direct conversation with Gareth Southgate, despite all the reports. As I told you several times, Southgate has an excellent relationship with Ineos, but it doesn't mean that the deal is already agreed, is already advanced. So that's the situation. And at the moment for Manchester United, guys, I can tell you that the situation is still the same. Focus on the games, support Ruben Amorim, try to get results, because otherwise the situation can't be safe for the Portuguese manager. But at the moment, Man United have not prepared something so that Sunday something can already happen if they lose the game against Sunderland this weekend. So Man United keep focusing on the games and supporting the coach. Then we have to see what happens. But at the moment, again, they have not prepared an emergency and a contingency plan in case they lose the game this weekend. So keep supporting Ruben Amorim as their coach. On Manchester United, guys, Xavi will not go to Ittihad. That's another update I can give you in general on the managers market, because Ittihad thought of 4 managers to replace Laurent Blanc. They had conversations with Luciano Spalletti. They had conversations with Xavi. They had conversations with Roger Schmidt, former Benfica manager, and they had conversations with Sergio Conceição. Who won this race is Sergio Conceição, who immediately said yes to Ittihad, who has an agreement on the contract. Now the lawyers on manager and club side are exchanging all the documents to decide the length of the contract. Should be a 2-year deal for Sergio Conceição, and so Conceição will be the new boss of Al Ittihad, and that's an important news for an important club like Ittihad. After winning the league last season, he's gonna coach important players like Karim Benzema, N'Golo Kanté, and all the others, but it's important to mention that for Xavi Hernandez, Premier League remains an ideal destination. Xavi, I can confirm to you, would love to work in Premier League one day. And so if that day is as soon as possible, Xavi would be very happy about that. Let's see what's going to happen there. But trust me, Xavi is studying the Premier League. Xavi is ready to return as soon as possible. Maybe it's going to be Spain, in England, in Italy, wherever. But Xavi feels really ready and is studying the Premier League. So for sure, Xavi would be more than happy to have an opportunity in England. We see what's going to happen there. But the manager's market continues to move, with Al Ittihad going for Sergio Conceição and with Fabio Cannavaro, former Ballon d'Or, going to be new manager of Uzbekistan. I don't know if we have some Uzbekistan friend here on our channel on YouTube, but Fabio Cannavaro will be the new head coach at the World Cup with Uzbekistan. And then, guys, I wanted to close this video talking about Upamecano. Because Upamecano is one of the big names out of contract in summer 2026. And so Bayern keep insisting. Bayern remain in contact with the agents of Upamecano. The agreement to extend his contract was very close around, let's say, end of March, beginning of April. Then they continue to discuss some details, and at the moment they are still working on that, because obviously when you're getting closer to the expire of the actual contract, it's also normal that other clubs can start thinking about the opportunity of going for an important defender like Upamecano. And so now it's Upamecano who has to decide what he wants to do. Whether he wants to stay at Bayern and reach an agreement on these final details of his salary, with Bayern keep pushing, with Bayern directors insisting a lot to keep Upamecano, because they really believe in him, because Vincent Kompany is a big fan of the player, so Bayern are pushing to extend his contract, and their financial proposal is on the table. Or if Upamecano wants to list in other clubs. There is interest from English, Spanish, Italian clubs, so obviously many big clubs are considering this opportunity. But Bayern still have the ball in their court. They have a proposal on the table, they are working on this, and they are still talking with the agents of Upamecano. So Bayern are busy with that. But for sure it's going to be an interesting situation to follow, because it's one of the big names potentially available on a free in 2026, and this depends on Bayern. They had the opportunity to close the deal in April. They didn't, because there were some details to fix. It went longer than expected, and when this happens, it can also happen that other clubs can start trying to understand the situation. But again, at the moment, Bayern still have the opportunity to extend, and that's their clear intention. And so, guys, let me know your thoughts on all these stories from Frenkie de Jong, Bentancur, Ruben Amorim, Xavi, but also all the other news, Al Ittihad and Sergio Conceição, Upamecano situation. Stay at Bayern or try a new chapter. Let me know your opinion, guys. Here in comments, like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. See you soon. Ciao.